Hi everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to a new week. This week I desperately need to get out of a reading slump. So literally quarter one of this year, the first 3 months was going so good reading wise. Like I read 15 books in 3 months. Like that's crazy to think about. But then I stopped reading for a little bit and then tried to get back in with a Brandon Sanderson book, which Brandon Sanderson writes these big fantasy books, and I just genuinely tried my best but really couldn't do it. I was trying to get into fantasy and I struggled so much with this. Firstly, it was fantasy, so it was intense. Like it was just like a lot of learning. I feel like because this is book one out of a big series, a lot of this book is going to be learning for me. And also I've spoke about this before, like if the characters do a job that I'm not interested in, or if the world in a fantasy is written around a certain magic element or something I'm not interested in, I will just not be interested in the book. This is based around metals, the magic. So like the manipulation of metals and like how that works. So all in all, not the best for me. I was like genuinely, I'm not reading because I have to read this book and it's literally put me on edge. So the plan of action is I need to get back into reading again because I've spoke about this before, but if I'm reading, I'm productive, and I need those two things to clash again. So I was on the train yesterday and I was like sleeping, so I was like, okay, let me put an audiobook in. And a couple of months ago, maybe weeks ago actually, I had been watching a YouTube video and it was like a business advice video, and they were recommending books and they were like, oh, what books do you want to read? So I have the audiobook of a book called Start From Zero, and I'm gonna read that today. To be fair, it's quite, I mean, it's good, but it's the thing about self-help books, I sometimes find the context is whatever, but I think the tone and the mind frame that it puts you in is very productive. So I'm gonna try and crack on with that today. But I have some TV shows I want to watch first. But yeah, literally, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna get started. But honestly, I cannot have this reading slump go on. I read 15 books in 3 months. That is such a big thing for me. My like reading goal this year is 27 books. So that's more than half, sorry, of my reading goal. So I really need to get to it. So I might read Start From Zero, and then I might go back into the Brandon Sanderson world, just to give it a third chance. But also because I'm in this kind of mood to get stuff done, I think that all work together. So yeah, let's try that and see how it goes. Hiya everyone. So I don't know how good of an angle this is. Also, I've just realized my face, wow, needs some TLC. Yeah, we'll get into that separately. But basically reading catch up, reading get back to reading.com journey. Okay, so firstly I've had a lot of coffee. Secondly, I am at the moment just getting back into reading. So yesterday I was like, okay, I'm gonna try. I read like 10 minutes of my audiobook. Like I just listened to 10. So now I'm trying to get back into it and I'm in a productive mood, but genuinely, do you know when you have like a lot of coffee and you just have so much energy and then you just crash? I just crashed. Like, it was awful. It was genuinely awful, but very much needed because I'm now in a good headspace and was very productive this morning. So I am doing some work. I genuinely did so much. This morning. I posted some parcels. I then went shopping. I then like put my washing out. I also what else did I do? I hoovered and mopped the floors. So that was, called some friends. That was a lot. But genuinely, wow, that what an experience. What an experience that was. So I'm still listening to the audiobook, and this book is for people wanting to start a business, to motivate them to find out what their niche might be, or like how they can be a better entrepreneur
which isn't necessarily something that I 100% need at the moment. I mean, it is good to know, and as someone who has a business degree, it's nice to know about. But yeah, no, it's not something I hugely needed in my life, and it's not something as well that I'm referring to quite a bit. So because I'm listening to the audiobook whilst I do work, I'm not 100% involved. I'll be genuine, because this book, which I like about this book, is like, do this exercise, refer to this online, whatever, maybe read this other book, read this journal, do this. And I think that was really good for the mission of the book. If you are wanting to like sit down, start a business, da da da. But personally, that's not me. I like a waste man, and that's not. So I am I just realized no one's gonna get that reference if they are my age. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, no, I am listening to the audiobook. I have like an hour and a half left, and then I've made a mental agreement with myself that I am going to be jumping back into Brandon Sanderson. So I think how I'm gonna measure if I'm out of my reading slump or not is, can I finish this book? Ideally today. I know I've said that in previous videos, but there is no reason why I can't finish it today. So that needs to happen. Also, it's the 16th of April. I can't have this being a month that I don't read anything. Like, given how good everything else has been this year, this can't be the month. So that needs to happen. And then I need to finish Brandon Sanderson, because genuinely, I think it might end up being well, but we shall see. So I'm gonna try and read Brandon Sanderson, and then I'm gonna read another book. I don't know what yet, but we shall see. We shall definitely see. So that's my mission. So hopefully part 1 will be done by the end of today. Let's see. Hi everyone. First things first, I'm not on my normal desk chair, so this is creaky. I have just finished Start From Zero. So I have finished a book. So some would argue I am out of a reading slump. However, I really want to test that this is just not a one-off, a da-da-da. So I'm gonna keep going. However, that book I gave it 3 stars, but I think it's kind of blown my mind, because I've just mind blown. So what I've been going over recently, in my personal life, I've been going over somewhat of a little bit of a tough time. Kind of like one of those breakdown so you can break through moments over the last couple of months. And I have come to realize that a lot of how my mental health has been orientated around my fear of failure, because I think one of the things that you have in life is just you can't fail, and then in my head I failed, and it was just coming to terms with that. But honestly, that book, I gave it 3 stars because I'm okay with that rating, but I think it's made me okay with that fear of failure, because one of the themes on that book is, oh, you can fail, and you like, failure is good. Like, you learn from failure, you build from failure. You are gonna fail when you try. Like, it's not always 100% success rate. And on my journey last year, I was reading so many self-help books that would mention that, and it just wouldn't resonate with me. But now I feel like it's just resonated with me, and literally today, whilst I've been reading it, my head has been spun. Like, I've got so much on my plate, and I'm just like thinking in my head that I'm failing at everything. However, in actuality, I'm not. So yeah, that's a bit crazy. I am a little bit all over the place, but that book helped me in a lot of different ways. So yeah, let me just get on with my day and realize that I think I'm gonna be reading Brandon Sanderson next. But I will check in with you guys later. Hi everyone. So my procrastination has gone on for 2 more weeks in my reading slump. I genuinely, Brandon Sanderson, this one goes out to you. I really tried. I could not. Unfortunately, I kept on going back into the Mistborn, whatever it is, and I just could not get behind it. Maybe sometimes with bigger books, what I end up doing is like reading a little bit of it and then coming back to it like 2 years, 3 years down the line. So that could very much happen, but unfortunately, it's just not giving like what I need at the moment. So I've moved on. That one is shelved for another day, and I am now reading Greek mythology retelling. So I'm reading Song of Achilles and Circe at the moment for a different video. But I'm gonna leave this video right here, right now, because I think the big thing I really noticed about this reading slump is, so I tried everything. I tried to like anticipate the books coming ahead. I tried to just make myself read the book, and end of the day, sometimes you're in a reading slump because what you're giving yourself to read isn't what you should be reading and you want to be reading. Because like in my head, I always know books that I will realistically give a 5 stars, but never do like the books that I want to actually read. But I'll make myself sometimes read books for the sake of reading that particular book, which is quite problematic. But I'm just letting this one go, giving up the ghost, and just letting Mr. Brandon Sanderson hit his target audience. That unfortunately wasn't me. It right here, right now, but later down the line it might be. So, big lesson: if you're ever in a reading slump, stop reading the books that you're reading and move on. So with that being said, I will see you guys later. As always, please do like, comment, and subscribe. But for now, bye.